welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers, and today we're going to talk about the absolute miracle that Opendoor appears to have put themselves in. In other words, the miraculous surge out of the ashes of Opendoor. Now, as you guys probably know, Opendoor Technologies is technically a Fortune 500 company, and basically what they do is they purchase residential homes and they flip them for a profit. Now, there are many people, including myself, that are concerned with this type of investing in the housing market, essentially saying that they're purchasing single-family residential houses using cash, outbidding potential first-time home buyers, and essentially that's the overall issue in the housing market. Now, let's not forget, last year, according to some outlets, they had a 30% likelihood of filing bankruptcy. However, it appears they have completely turned that around. Take a look at their stock performance over the last year. Now, as you guys can see, essentially, if we look at year-to-date only, not the one-year performance, but just the year-to-date performance, you can see Opendoor has surged 241% as far as their stock. So the market is absolutely loving Opendoor Technologies right now. When we dig deeper and look at the 3-year chart, we can see actually Opendoor from a 3-year period has been down substantially. Even though it's up right now, it's sitting at roughly $4. That stock has been much higher and a ton of people have lost money. However, again, when we look at the 1-year chart, we can see as of around January, the stock has been flourishing and investors have been dumping their money in the company. So the question is what is Opendoor doing differently, if anything, and have they learned any lessons of the potential pitfall that they almost fell into? And the thing is, guys, is we're not even out of 2023, but hypothetically, they're no longer in trouble. We'll explore what they've done differently, but before we go into that, what do you think of this park? This park is crazy, you guys. I may start doing a few videos out here just because I'm getting sick and tired of my studio, and I absolutely love being outside. So if you guys want me to take you guys outside to do some of these videos, hit like on this video, subscribe. Also remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a normal person, even though my bio is as a licensed realtor and loan officer and instructor in real estate. So in other words, I've been a pretty good cheerleader for realtors in this industry. But the point I'm trying to make, you guys, is I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a future homeowner that's sitting on the sidelines waiting for the deal of my dreams, and I'm reporting back to you that entire journey. Now, back to the question, have they learned anything? In order to help us answer that, let's open up an article from Fortune magazine titled Zillow and Redfin Gave Up on Flipping Homes. Opendoor's CEO Carrie Wheeler is committed to the model. Nothing about our mission has changed. So you can pretty much already see, you guys, that their mission has, according to her, has not changed. So already I know that they're pretty much gambling on the housing market completely rebounding, and it basically appears they have all of those eggs in that basket. How are you?
What's ALF?
Oh, Alf.
Oh.
Yeah, do you remember that show?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. You have great hair, by the way.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Cool
So,
hair.
do you remember what ALF stands for?
No.
Alien life form.
Oh.
Isn't that bonkers? What do you think about the unaffordability right now?
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what I think. I cannot afford to live in certain states, and I'm retired, and I've worked full-time and part-time jobs my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Never taken from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It makes me sad. Like, I can't afford to live in California. Not even, and I don't do nails. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
But what's really sad is, you know, I feel disenfranchised.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because I've never taken from anything. And I feel like it's not right that I can't live in whole sections of the country.
I'm really happy to see you.
Thank you. And you know what? I have
you.
to tell you, so far, everyone, even young people, because the young people in certain parts of the country, they like this. They don't want to hear.
Wow, pretty powerful. So, according to her, you know, young people don't listen well. And I would 100% agree, and that's unfortunate. But anyways, guys, really, really astonishing. Just moved to Texas. Things are unaffordable. How to get a part-time job just to live. I mean, people are out there struggling. We don't need companies like Opendoor making it harder on us as consumers, in my opinion. Back to the article. Just keep building. In 2022, the real estate technology business, Opendoor, became a Fortune 500 company for the first time. It debuted at number 425 with $8 billion in revenue. At the end of the year, the company's CFO, Carrie Wheeler, took over as CEO from co-founder Eric Wu. That meant that in 2023, Opendoor was a woman-led Fortune 500 company for the first time. Opendoor was one of 52 Fortune 500 companies to be led by a female CEO. So big ups to her. Hopefully her merits are outstanding, and obviously you guys, I'm sure they are. So big ups to her for, for such a career advancement. I suppose, even though it's kind of on the backs of the housing market stress, one of this year's Fortune 500, Opendoor ranked 266 with $15.6 billion in revenue. That's a big leap from the previous years, but it's been a rocky journey. The housing market has been chaotic and unstable amid rising interest rates. For a company whose value proposition depends on homeowners being willing to sacrifice some profit in exchange for ease and convenience, low home prices are a challenge. Tech-based peers in the real estate industry like Zillow and Redfin long ago gave up on flipping homes. I've probably said this to 1,000 consumers in an action plan. Convenience is expensive. Their model is based on, again, the housing market continuing to do well, where consumers have to settle for less than what they can get for listing their house in the open market. So the convenience is expensive, and quite frankly, if people really need the money, I don't see many of them necessarily settling and getting less than what they could if they just listed their house. Nevertheless, guys, Opendoor is a huge company and they are purchasing a ton of real estate across the nation. Obviously not in every metro area. However, my metro area is one of them where Opendoor properties are all over the place. The macro is uncertain, but real estate isn't going away, says Wheeler. People are still moving, so nothing about our actual focus and mission has changed. We are focused on making sure that we are going to leave this cycle better than we came into it. She says Opendoor is focused on becoming leaner and meaner, and indeed, the company laid off 22% of its workforce in April. And unfortunately, the reality is the market loves when companies like this do massive layoffs because it gets them leaner, it reduces their overhead, but it really, really sucks for the people that actually work there, or rather the people on the bottom. So while she's celebrating the stock, unfortunately, you guys, 22% of their staff has been laid off, and any of those people that were allowed to work from home that can no longer find a job making that much money may actually be displaced if they migrated as a result of that job. Because we know most of the jobs in the technology industry were work from home. So I would imagine that put a tremendous burden on all the people that used to work there. I'm going to show you guys how many Opendoor properties are in my local area and how many properties that Opendoor flips per year, but let's finish this article out. Before joining Opendoor, first as board member, then as CFO, then as CEO, Wheeler spent the bulk of her career in a private equity at TPG. She says that her PE experience has helped her run a real estate business. She says that in PE, she saw different industries, different CEOs, and different industry structures, as well as good management, how to lead teams, how to make strategic business decisions, how to think about capital allocation. So don't hate me, but it sounds like she's trying to make excuses for being hired without any experience in real estate. That may be unfortunate, but let's see what else she has to say. All those things from private equity has helped me here, she says. Opendoor stock is down around 30% over the past year, trading under $4 today. But Wheeler's Fortune 500 ambitions aren't fading because just like realtors, she's paid to be recklessly optimistic. But only when it comes to your money. We think we're building a very, very big business. So the question, guys, is just how many properties does Opendoor typically flip per year? And remember what I'm saying with flips, in order for that model to work, the market also has to go up. So they have to be able to buy them cheap, sell them for higher. But as you can see with Opendoor key stats, Opendoor reached $15.6 billion in 2022, and they sold 39,183 homes in 2022. And also, you guys, purchased a whopping 34,692 homes. And when we go down here, which really doesn't make sense, it says Opendoor generated an average of $397,000 of revenue per sale in 2022. So I think I'm reading that incorrectly. How could they make that much revenue per home unless that's like a gross revenue and not a net revenue? There's no way they're making $400,000 per home, obviously. So that tells me they probably have some type of special financing set up and it's not being used in these key statistics. Now, personally, I wanted to see how big a problem Opendoor was in my own local housing market. And if any of my core viewers are watching, you know that I've been keeping us in a super tiny box in the Kingwood housing market just so we can see hyper local trends and hopefully learn from that. So let me show you the amount of Opendoor listings that I found in the very tiny area of Kingwood. And remember, there's only roughly about 82 active listings right now in Kingwood. Now, of those listings, you guys can see here that there are a total of 6 different properties. Shocking to me, you guys, absolutely shocking to me that there are 6 different properties in Kingwood that are owned by Opendoor. Maybe it's just me, but the institutional investing in America, in the housing market specifically, and SFRs in neighborhoods, it's overwhelming. I hate it, guys. And the same thing with short-term STRs. I don't like it. In my opinion, and I know I'll get some hate on this, something needs to change so that the consumers have the upper hand over these institutional investors that most consumers can't even compete with. So the entire situation, again, you guys, in my opinion, is completely unfair, especially to consumers on the sidelines. Either way, do me a favor. I want you guys to comment below. Let me know if you think that 2023 is going to be a great year for Opendoor, or let me know if you guys think that 2023 is going to be an awful year for Opendoor. I'm very interested to hear your guys' opinions and read your comments. Now, personally, I think 2023 is going to be a horrible year for them as we swing into the pendulum of seasonal price decline that will be enhanced by unaffordability and equity run-up that are not based on principle. So I think it's going to be a horrible year. Let me know what you guys think. And other than that, if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.